This is Meri at the Meri Atelier, and my gray yarn came in. I am so happy my gray yarn came in. But I'm not happy with myself because I got bored waiting for it to come in. So I did this stitch that I'm really enjoying. I love the texture of that stitch. But I got bored waiting for my gray yarn to come in, and I added this stitch all around my afghan, and I'm so sorry that I did that, because what happened is now my wonderful Christmas afghan that I'm working on here is not laying flat like I want it. It's starting to bulk out on the edges, and I'm very unhappy with that. By the way, I'm sitting in my recliner, but it's starting to bulk out and not lay flat. And every roll that I do, I've been skipping stitches and modifying his design, and I'm just basically not happy with it because it's not laying nice, neat, and flat. It's bulking out, and the more rolls I put on there, the more I struggle with getting it back to its shape. It's just starting to ruffle out. So I'm going to do the unthinkable. I'm adding this gray row up here at the top. I'm right here. I'm using my gray yarn, and I am going to pull all of these rows out that I've done. So I've got a row of gray here that I just started. Oh, I'm maybe about halfway through the first side. I'm going to pull all of that out. On this row, he recommended a cluster of 3 in here. I put a cluster of 2, and he recommended chaining 2, and I only chained 1, trying to pull this bulk out a little. Here, this was supposed to be double stitch in every stitch, and I skipped stitches. And then in this one, this darker green one, I also skipped stitches in there, just trying to pull all of that ruffle back together. And then this that I worked so hard on here, this front and back post, he did not design that in his afghan. I put it in myself because I love this stitch so much, but it's the reason why I'm having all the ruffling. I call it ruffling because it's not laying flat. If I were to put this out flat, it would be, the center's fine. As I followed his pattern to here, and I showed this the other day out flat on the table, but when I added this row, just because I love that stitch so much, it just added so much bulk. See how it's ruffling there? And the more I add, I was thinking just by pulling it together a little, I could get rid of that ruffle, but it's not working. So I'm going to pull basically week 3 out. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows in week 3, and this is on all 4 sides. So I'm going to pull all of that out. I'm going to pull out this stitch that I love so much here and do that someplace else. It was good practice. But I'm not happy with how it is laying. It's not laying flat. It looks okay in my lap because it's my lap, but if you put this out flat, it fans out. It alligators. In art journaling, we have a term called alligatoring, where the art journal gets so full that the covers go out like that, and we call it an alligator journal, which is fun. There are a lot of alligator journals, but I want this. I've worked pretty hard on this Afghan, and I want it to eventually look nice, and because of my stubbornness on this row, which I love, it's a pretty stitch, but it's added so much bulk, and I'm basically redesigning his Afghan from here to here, just trying to pull all that ruffle back together again. I'm not happy with it, and it's just like, okay, it was nice practice. I get the idea of what he's doing, but it's time to go back and correct it. So I will show you in another video. Starting from here, I will show you my redo. Don't be afraid to go back and correct your mistakes. I was hoping that I could correct it just by not doing a stitch in every stitch here, but it's not correcting it. It's still, look, I need some darts. See, I've got that much bulk. Almost 2 inches of bulk in there that I don't want. So I'm going to pull it all out and correct it and go from there before it gets three more feet down the road, or 3 more weeks down the road. If I just keep adding to this, it's not going to be a happy ending for me. So I'll let you know what happens. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye.